Hi, this is Brian from BeatCreature.com, and today we're going to take this opportunity to show you another great Steve Gadd song, playing along with Paul Simon, to Late in the Evening. Now, we're going to plug this into our app of choice, again, Anytune. Anytune can be used on your iPad, your iPhone, and even a Mac desktop. Now, Anytune will allow you to speed up, slow down, loop a song, change the key, and a slew of other options as well. It's super fun. So now below this video, number one, you have the opportunity to download that application, and number two will take you to iTunes to get Late in the Evening. Now, it's really important to use the certain version that we've set up the loop files for, number three. So be sure to use Late in the Evening that we have down below. And as well, number three, go ahead and download those file markers. They'll help us slow down that Mozambique groove, as well as understand the song form. And also, we're going to be looking at some drum fills, and we get to slow those down and loop them and learn them. Okay, let's have some fun. Now, the first thing we're going to do is learn this Mozambique rhythm on our right hand, and we're going to play it up here. Eventually, you'll be playing it down here, and you'll be using two sticks, as Steve does. Kind of makes it sound like there's more than one guy playing. So this pattern right here, to start off with, we're going to get 1 and 2 E, and we're going to learn these in just little chunks at the moment, okay? So 1 and 2 E, 3, 4, 1 and 2 E, 3, 4, 1 and 2 E, 3, 4. You can play along. 1 and 2 E, 3. Let's add some more. So it's 1 and 2 E, 4. 1 and 2 E, 3, 4. 1 and 2 E, 3, 4. 1 and 2 E, 3, 4. Now let's add a little bit more to that. 1 and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E. 1 and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E. 1 and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E. 1 and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E. Now, if you have difficulties reading some of this, just understand a little bit of the sound, but then get used to the groupings of 2 or 1. How many groups of 2 before I get to the next one? That's always helpful too, okay? So let's finish it off. On beat 4, we have 4 E, a 1, and that a 1 leads us looping right back around to beat 1 again. So 1 and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E, a 1 and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E, a 1 and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E, a 1 and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E, a 1. The next thing we're going to do is add the toms in, and you'll notice that the majority of the toms are going to fall in between those clicks that we have going on, with exception of the first beat anyway. So we get a floor tom. So I'm going to move my right hand over to this rim because it'll make it easier to play on the floor tom, of course. So now we get this 1 and Again, let's just do them in a couple chunks, right? So 1 and let's get used to that. So 1 and 2, 3, 4. 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 Now let's add 2 E and. That'll give us click, click, floor tom if you're following. So 1 and 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3. Now let's go all the way to beat 3 now, which will take us to the high tom-tom. Notice how they toggle back and forth, right? So 4. 4. 4. 4. Okay, now that 4 E, a 1, we're going to put in there next. So 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1. Okay? Now let's play along with the first Mozambique pattern 1, and we're going to slow it down a tad. 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, we get to add that bass drum, and eventually as the song picks up, you can add that left foot as a chick, and later on maybe even as a swish, right? So it sounds like this then. So the next Mozambique pattern 2 is exactly the same pattern, except it's really full. You have that large vocal part, the ahs in the background. And let's try it with that, and we'll speed it up a little bit as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, just knowing that Mozambique groove, you can play that throughout the entire song, but we know that there are a couple cool fills that Steve plays along the way. So if you have a look at your loop files, I have set up fill loop number 1. So the first drum fill here, and counting is always great to understand exactly where those notes belong, but if you're just using your ears, just follow along, follow the hands, and we'll be all set. Okay, so we get 1, 2, and 3, E, and. That's kind of crazy, right? 1, Okay, there's our tempo, and then you get this to start off with. Now let's try it out with the loop. You'll notice that the loop as well will play one measure without us doing anything, because that's going to be our count off. The fill will come in that second measure. So let's try it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So fill loop number 2. Again, we get the count off of the very first measure, and then we get to play these 16th notes. Now what's cool about this, as he's playing these 16th notes, you'll notice that they kind of seem to swell in each beat. They go, okay, so you get this. Okay, some little variation there at the very end. We kept it nice and easy. Regular 16th notes. So bass drum and 3 toms. Start with your left hand, non-dominant hand, right? 1 E and 2 E and E and E and Okay, here it is. Let's try it out with the loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So fill loop number 3. We get a little bit of what we call a drag, but we're not going to do a double left. We're going to use both hands, so more like 30-second notes. You get this, digga-da. So right, left, right. So that last note is the downbeat, beat 1. So 1 and 3. So digga 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So, 1, 4, E, and. Let's try it out with the loop. 1, 2, then I do, then I do, then I do, then I do. Loop number 4 happens to be the exact same thing. There might be some small variation that maybe you can hear. There is another percussionist in the background playing some things. So again, dig-a-do, and 2, and 3, 4, and. So fill number 5 is very similar to fill number 1. It's just the sequence of the toms are in a different order. So you get a 1 E and a 2 E and then the da-ga-da-ga-da, the 3 E E and. So it goes 1 E and a 2 E and 3 and. So here's our tempo. Here it is again. 2, 2. Okay, let's play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. And fill loop number 6 now. We have some neat rhythms here. 1, a 2, and. So. And then the next part sounds similar to this. Okay, we have some diddles in the middle of that with accents on either end, little bookends, right? So 1. So beat 3, once you get comfortable with it and kind of round it off, instead of it sounding like, it'll sound a little bit more like. Same sticking though, just play it over a couple times to get used to it, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's try with the loop. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. You'll notice as the song progresses, or if you watch other videos, or even Steve himself in a clinic, he mentions that in that Mozambique groove at the very end, he does a variation of it where 4 E and the click, click, high, click, and then beat 1. He ends up playing a right, right, left, left. So you get more like this. Okay? Slight variations throughout the song as well. Down along the avenue, guys are shooting pool, and I heard the sound of a cappella grooves, yeah.